Hey YouTube, how's it going? Well, it's been a few days, a little bit longer than I had actually intended but well, let's see. I did remember to get the trash can down to the street so that it would get emptied. And then the next day, late the next day, I actually remembered to bring it back up to the house. Haven't put anything else in it yet, but I'll get there. And then somewhere along the line, stuff that I had hanging out on the line to dry got rained on, as I was worried might happen. And so I ended up taking that stuff and another couple of loads and packing it into the car and going down to the laundromat yesterday to just get it all bulk dried in the machines to save time. The only problem with that is that meant going out in 100-degree weather. And I am definitely not able to stay in the heat very long. I was out for about, I think about an hour total. While I was out, I went to the store and got a few things, just because I was right there anyway. And by the time I got back, I was so hot and itching so much. It was just, oh boy. It's a good thing the Benadryl takes care of that. You know, even though it makes me sleepy, it's still worth taking just because it keeps that itching under control. And it's definitely heat related, because the more I'm outside in the heat, the worse it gets. You know, yes, I'm outside now even after having said that, but it's still morning and it's only about 85 degrees or something like that yet, so I have a little bit of time before it gets to the point where I need to just get inside and stay there, which I'm going to be doing soon, because I've only been out here about 10 minutes and it's already too much. Oh, my next big task is going to be to take all that laundry that's been washed and dried and get it all put away. That's going to be a big job. And there you can see it, a definite sign over the last couple of 3 days, something like that. There's been a little bit of rain, and there's the result of it. The grass is beginning to grow again. My lawn has been effectively dead for most of the last couple of months, and now the grass is beginning to grow again. This is a problem. Well, here I am again, sitting here at the computer, trying to get some things done. When I started this morning, I had 11 writing assignments to take care of. I now have 8 left I need to do. And the fun part is that the deadline is tomorrow night, about 11 o'clock Central Time. And I really would like to get them all done before that. You know. Well, actually, the deadline is, oh, that's right, tomorrow's the 9th, right? Yeah, well, you see, that's the shape I'm in. I don't know what day it is half the time. Yeah, so the deadline is tomorrow, and also if I get them done tomorrow, they'll also be on the current pay period the next time I get paid. And that will be handy. Little things like paying bills, like the phone bill, which also happens to be my internet service provider, and so on and so forth. And I was going to do more outside shots, but temperature's been 95 and 100 all day long. I am just not going to spend any more time out in that than I have to. I did come up with something good, though. The last time I was at the store on that run, and I came home so hot, sweaty, and tired that I could barely move and had to sleep for 4 hours or whatever. I finally found something I've been looking for. A generic Benadryl in the form of loose pills in a bottle. No blister packs. No more blister packs. Now what was cool is that this little bottle has 100 pills for like $4, which is about what you pay for the 48 pill version of the blister packs. So that's better. Right now I'm looking at the weather radar page on Intellicast, and they're showing all kinds of rainstorms and such coming into the area, or at least around near here, and I'm hoping that it rains to cool things off, as if it would actually stay cooled off. I don't know, I suppose it's possible, but mostly I'd like it to rain just to get it over with, because with this approaching storm front I ache in so many different places it isn't funny. You know, the thing about having broken my arm in 2 or 3 places over the years, well, 2 places, is that I always know when it's going to rain, when there's pressure changes coming down. And this time it's particularly bad. It's so bad that I actually don't have hardly any strength in my hands. Earlier, when I filled this mug with coffee, I was barely able to hold the thing. My hands have gotten that weak and lost that much grip strength. It's amazing. And now, having said all of that, and hopefully remembering to throw up a picture of that radar picture on there, I'm at the spot where you see the letters CVK in Arkansas, in northeast Arkansas. The storm has a way of breaking up and going around the area just as it gets here. It's been doing that all day. Really frustrating. Well, I have to stop rambling and get back to writing because I really need to get this crap done. The fun part of it is that 8 assignments means I have to write at least 16 posts. Gee, that's fun! Well, here we are a little over 24 hours later, I think it is, after the last clip. At least that's what I seem to recall. I don't know. Anyway, it's been quite an aggravating day and night and morning today, getting my writing stuff taken care of. Aggravating in that I'm fighting writer's block every step of the way. And it's really frustrating, but especially when you're facing multiple deadlines in a short period of time, and you're sitting there fighting with writer's block trying to get things done so that you can actually get paid for all of this stuff at the same time. And I did finally manage it though. I got everything done that was due. My deadlines are all caught up, and I can actually afford now to take some time, get Minecraft going, and see if I can't maybe actually record a couple, maybe 3 episodes worth of stuff all in one session, because it's been a while since I've managed to do that, and it's easier when I do it that way. When I record a whole bunch of it at once, it's a lot easier to stay caught up and so on. It's a lot easier to get daily uploads going, and people like daily uploads. They get used to that, and when you stop doing it, it throws everybody off. Anyway, I noticed something yesterday when I was taking a break from the writing to get some food going. I decided I wanted to have some sauerkraut and smoked sausage. A nice, simple, easy, quick thing to fix and whatnot. And just out of idle whatever, while I was waiting for it to heat up, because you don't actually cook that, you unpackage it, cut up the smoked sausage, open a can of sauerkraut, and throw it in there and let it warm up. I was looking at the label on the sauerkraut, and something occurred to me. This is a 14 and a half ounce can sauerkraut. And I was looking at this, it says, okay, amount per serving, 5 calories, no calories from fat, no trans fats, and all that, saturated fats or trans fats or any of that, no cholesterol, 200 milligrams of sodium. And you think, well, that's a little high, but it's not too awful bad for a serving. And then there's 1 gram of carbohydrates and no dietary fiber and 1 gram of sugar. And this is per serving. And then there's the kicker. Serving size, 2 tablespoons. Do you know anybody that would eat 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut and consider that to be a serving? I don't. I mean, typically when you serve up something with sauerkraut, you're going to give at least 1 good size serving spoonful, which is going to end up being anywhere from, depending on who's doing it and how big the spoon is, it's going to be anywhere from, say, 3/4 of a cup to a cup and a half, roughly speaking, of sauerkraut. And that's a heck of a lot more than 2 tablespoons. According to this label, 2 tablespoons is a serving, and there are about 14 servings in this can. That's crap. Basically, they're trying to hide something in the ingredients. Because the way it works is, the labeling requirements, the FDA labeling requirements for food, is that if something is below a certain amount per serving, they don't have to put it on the label. And so the way you do that, say the limit is, if something is less than 1 gram per serving, they don't have to put it on the label. Okay, so they don't want to put this something on the label because it will turn customers off. So they adjust the serving size down so that the amount of that stuff in that serving size is less than the amount that they don't have to use. And then there's another thing to consider. 200 milligrams of sodium in a serving. A serving is 2 tablespoons, excuse me. That means 200 milligrams times 14 servings in a can, that this can of sauerkraut represents 2,800 milligrams of sodium. Amazing! And if an average, actual real-life serving is half a can, then you're getting 1,400 milligrams of sodium in 1 ladle of sauerkraut. Isn't that amazing? Maybe that's what they're trying to hide by making the serving size so small. It makes the amount of sodium look like it's not nearly as much as it actually is. Deceptive labeling. It's everywhere. Pay attention to the labels and you'll catch it. Now, I'm going to get busy with some Minecraft. Well, welcome to my guest room. Well, I guess that's technically what you could call it. I don't use it. Nobody else uses it. So, anyway, I said in a previous video that I could show a queen-size bed full of laundry. Well, here it is. Queen-size bed filled with all of the laundry that I have washed recently. And now, as I finally get about the task of getting it all folded and eventually put away, let's see what's been going on. There's been something of a delay in getting this video put together, and I'm sorry about that, but there's just been things to come up, delays to get into things in the way, and part of it is some paid writing that I've had to be doing. I had to race like crazy to get some deadlines beat, get some stuff done, and all of that. Once I got done with that, I started working on the next Minecraft video. And that was going pretty good. And then I took a break for lunch. And during that break, I was hit by an inspiration. One of those really golden moments in writing when you can literally see something in print as you begin to write it. A rare moment indeed, I'll tell you. So I started working on it, and I just couldn't stop. The words were just flowing like crazy. It was fantastic. One of the best writing experiences, the rare kind of writing experience. When you start going, it just starts flowing. And you don't want to stop, because if you stop, you don't know if it's ever going to start up again. So I worked on that. It's a bit of science fiction called Jupiter Mission. And I've posted the first couple of parts of it on my blog, and I'll go ahead and give links to that in the description. It's inspired both by the movie 2001 Space Odyssey and by the Orbiter Space Simulator. As a matter of fact, I'm using the Orbiter Space Simulator to actually fly the flight, as it were. Actually fly the mission. To set it up, and using that so that I can have real spaceflight physics involved, real orbital parameters, and so on, which I think improves the quality of the story, which takes place in the form of excerpts from the captain's log. And it's very good. I've got the next, 4 or 5 parts already written, and I'll be posting those on my blog one a day for as long as I have new parts coming up. And I'll go ahead and link those in future videos once I get them up. But that story, it's just had my full attention to the point where it pulled me away from Minecraft and everything else. And it takes a lot to do that, let me tell you. So I was working on that story last night. I got a good bunch of it done, and I felt satisfied with it enough that I could go ahead and go to sleep. And so I went to sleep. A couple of hours later, I woke up. And the reason I woke up was a nightmare. And yes, I do occasionally have nightmares. I don't know how often most people do, but I tend to have them anywhere from 2 or 3 times a month. Something like that. There's no particular rhyme or reason to them as to the frequency or what might spark one off or set it going. I have no idea. But anyway, it happens. And this one was kind of a disturbing kind of thing, because when I woke up from it, it felt so much like it was so real that it had really happened. And so I did the one thing that I could think of to do. I started writing about it. I wrote the story of the whole thing. And after writing it and then rereading it and proofreading it again, decided to go ahead and post that on my blog too. And if anybody's curious about why it is TFC is such a strange person, perhaps that might give you a little bit of an inspiration, at least partly, why I can be such an odd person. But it's up there if you want to read it. I'll warn you, it's long. Then again, so are some of the Jupiter mission parts. Some of those parts or chapters or whatever you call it are on the long side. But that's what's been going on with me for the last day or two, and the reason that it has taken me so long to get this video put together. And now I'm going to go ahead and finish getting this stuff folded and put it away. Real novel concept, that. And then I'm going to get this video edited and uploaded before people give up looking for it. Take it easy. I'm out of here.